Welcome back this morning. We want to turn to the war with Iran. Overnight, the Secretary General for the Gulf Cooperation Council said that Iran is charging fees for allowing ships to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. So the council represents 6 Arab states with major oil interests in the region. Since the start of the war, Iran has blocked ships that it perceives as being linked to the U.S. and Israeli war efforts. The blockade has spiked energy costs all around the world. And using Pakistan as an intermediary, Washington has sent Iran a 15-point ceasefire proposal, which includes reopening the strait.
Has ever seen anything like we're doing in the Middle East with Iran? And they are negotiating, by the way, and they want to make a deal so badly, but they're afraid to say it because they figure they'll be killed by their own people. They're also afraid they'll be killed by us.
So we're hearing that from the president. Meanwhile, the Pentagon has ordered at least 1,500 soldiers from the Army's elite 82nd Airborne Division to deploy to the Middle East. Some 4,500 Marines are already en route to the region, in addition to the more than 50,000 troops already stationed there. Now, Senate Democrats are trying to limit President Trump's military power. Earlier this week, the Republican-led Senate rejected the latest push by Democrats to stop President Trump from continuing military action against Iran without congressional approval. It was the third time since this war began that a resolution was voted on and failed. Joining us now this morning is U.S. Representative Casten, who represents Illinois' 6th District. Thanks for being with us. Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we know President Trump has said for weeks now that this war would wrap up soon, but now we're hearing about more troops being deployed. What does this deployment indicate to you? Do you think we could see U.S. forces on the ground there in Iran?
I think there's a tremendous amount of concern across many of my colleagues and frankly, national security experts around the country, that the White House went into this war without a plan. They went into this plan without a strategy and without any plan for what happens after the war ends. Publicly, we've heard various explanations. We've heard the explanation of this is to get rid of the nuclear program. We've heard the explanation of Israel made me do it, which I find questionable that the President of the United States would say that. We've heard that this is about regime change. What I can say privately is they've not provided any logical explanation or legal authority to Congress, either in classified or non-classified settings. And so what we're seeing now is, going to war with a country of 90 million people with a significant military arsenal that they've built up over years and no plan to execute, that sits on the vital linchpin to our, to global oil supplies, is having results that are completely predictable to anybody who owns a map and cared to read it before this war was started.
And we know Senate Democrats trying to rein in President Trump's powers multiple times with the war power resolutions. The latest attempt failed. And just yesterday, I want to listen to hear what the president said about calling this a military operation.
Won't use the word war because they say if you use the word war, that's maybe not a good thing to do. They don't like the word war because you're supposed to get approval. So I'll use the word military operation, which is really what it is. It's called a military decimation.
Colleagues about this, will votes continue for congressional approval?
I would certainly hope so, and I would hope that Congress ultimately decides that putting U.S. soldiers in harm's way is something that the Constitution vests that authority in Congress, not with the president, no matter what kind of cute semantics he wants to play. I also think we can't lose sight of the fact in Congress that for over a decade, we have maintained robust financial sanctions on Iran, on Iranian oil, to try to limit their access to offensive weapons that could hit the United States, our bases in the region, our allies in the region. And the Trump administration is now lifting those sanctions, sending billions of dollars back to the same people who are trying to attack us. There's been reporting today that they want to shift military material that Congress has granted to Ukraine to protect against Russia, to shift into protecting against Iran. I don't know how you could better carry out Russia's foreign policy than what they're doing. I don't know how you could better carry out some of the more radical elements in the Iranian regime's foreign policy than to deplete our weapons, put our troops in harm's way, and give them the ability to make a lot more money from oil. I say all that because I don't know how any of my colleagues in Congress, regardless of their political party, say we are going to allow an enemy of the United States to gain money so that they can kill our troops and put our troops in harm's way, and Congress is going to do nothing about that in spite of our constitutional authority. At some point, we got to go look our constituents in the eye. We've got to look the families in the eye who are sending their sons and daughters off to war. And we have to do more than just say that they died noble deaths on the back end of this.
Representative Casten, I wanted to get to gas prices because that's been a really, really big concern, but we ran out of time. So we'll keep in touch with you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you sharing your perspective on this. Thank you.
Thank you very much.